Might think so. Now joins me in the studio, Sheila Robinson from Warwick. Good morning, Sheila.
Good morning.
You finally got your novel into print.
Yes.
Excellent. This weekend it went on sale?
It's actually next weekend.
All right.
Next Saturday it'll be launched at Warwick Books. I'll be signing the books at Warwick Books from 10 till 12 in the morning. And then there's a book launch at 6:30 p.m. at Kenilworth Books.
How exciting. Yes. And how many years has this been?
I would say it's taken me 6 years to write this novel. That's including many drafts and rewrites. Right.
Now, they do say there's nothing to fear but fear itself. And I always think that's true of writing a book, because it must be the best thing you can do, presumably, is to start rather than just thinking about it.
Yes.
Even if it's not a success initially. Is that right? Would you agree with that?
Yes, that's right.
So what would you suggest? You sit down, you just try and get it out of your system and then rework it.
Yes,
so what?
Start getting the ideas down, basically. From my experience, I went through a stage where I was obsessed with getting the first 3 chapters perfect. And now my next novel, I definitely believe that you should write the entire thing. You should just sit down and write it and then look at it when you've finished it, because only then you can understand what it is you're trying to say.
But surely the first thing that has to get is the light bulb going on, the inspiration, the actual idea.
Right. Yes, that's right.
And the characters.
Yes, and some people believe in planning ahead, and some people believe in just sitting down, starting to write and letting the characters take over. And different writers do have different views about this.
And it always amazes me when you hear very famous, successful authors speak, how much research they do.
Yes, some of them do, an enormous amount of research. Yeah. Yes.
Okay, so when did this idea for this book, when did this come to you?
This particular book, I think my original ideas came through family relationships and numbers of people I've met over the years.
So your dad was a great inspiration.
He was an inspiration to me, yes, because he encouraged me. Yes,
yeah.
Yes.
Well, I'll just read the opening paragraph and see if we can inspire our listeners as well. Juliet was trembling. It had all happened so fast. The explosion of anger between the two men, the rush for the car park, the engine roaring into life. As the rear lights picked her out, she dodged aside just in time. The next thing she heard was a loud bang and the sickening crunch of metal giving way and a fountain of fragmenting glass. He'd slammed on the brakes too late, and it was all her fault. Now read on. What's it about?
Well, the story tells of Juliet, who, concerned that her younger sister Zoe has become involved with the charismatic Craig, the leader of a dubious New Age spiritual group, sets off to see the situation for herself.
Right, and where did you get that? What were you doing when you got that idea?
Well, I suppose initially, as I say, the story... my first inspiration was family relationships, and the first thing that came to me, I had this idea, 2 sisters... And one sister the younger one announces she's fallen in love with a charismatic guru and has gone off to join his group. And the older one sets off to rescue her from what she considers to be an unsuitable man. And that was my original idea. But I've had lots of experience of these New Age groups myself in the past. And a lot of that came into it.
I was going to say, you don't just put that out of nowhere, do you?
No, that's right. It's a lot of experience over many years and observing people, really, and just listening to people talking.
And have you been a great reader yourself?
Yes.
Yes.
So
you've got
all my life, yes.
Good idea of the structure and content of
Yes,
the novel.
That's right. And I would say, for people wanting to become writers, probably the first thing is to read and read a lot.
And who's your favourite author? Have you got one?
Well, now, I think I love Susan Howatch.
Right.
But I also like Joanne Trollope.
So, it's one thing saying, get stuck in, sit down, be disciplined, write your book. By the way, what was your method? Did you have a structure where you said, I'll write an hour a day between 9 and 10? Or
Yes, I have tended to do that. I've tended to use whatever time I have available, and sometimes it's been a 1.5 hour slot each day, and I've just gone straight to my laptop, turned it on, and just been very disciplined, just sat down and got on with it.
Okay,
yes.
So there's the rigours of the actual writing.
Yes.
Now, it's so hard to get published though, isn't it?
It is, yes.
So any advice on that?
Yes. Well, having tried a few agents, I eventually came...
So you went to a literary agent?
I did go to a few agents.
Yeah. And their role is to tout your book around the actual...
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
Yes, and having received a few negative responses, I thought to myself, "Then what can I do?" I've had a number of very positive appraisals of the novel.
Yeah.
One by an editor called Faye Sampson, who works for the Writers' Workshop. She had a very positive response to it. And then I still couldn't get the agents to take it on. So I reached the point of publishing it myself, really through encouragement and inspiration from a number of writers that I know. I had a tremendous amount of help and encouragement from a local children's author, Meg Harper, and 2 other authors who were in her online writers community, Nick Green and Mark Robson. It was really a combination of their encouragements and their expertise that led to me taking the plunge, thinking I'll do this myself.
Well, with technology, I suppose, and Marx did say the workers must have the means of production, so you don't need a publisher to actually manufacture a book. Is that what you're saying?
Yes. Well, I've been using online. I'm using an online print-on-demand service.
Right. So you feed all of that in and they put the book together for you?
Yes. Well, I've done all the typesetting myself.
Really?
You upload the manuscript to them. But the biggest advice I would say is always seek the services of a professional proofreader. Never assume you're going to read it yourself and you're going to pick up the mistakes, because there will always be mistakes there.
Well, even professionals make mistakes. What was that book that was recently nominated, perhaps for the Orange Prize, and when the author came over from America, he opened it live on TV to read a passage, as I've just done, and he spotted a mistake immediately that should have been proofed. Yeah. Yes. Well, don't give up, because I saw a documentary on Stephen King the other day, and he didn't get instant contracts. He submitted lots of work before anybody sort of took the bait. So, but he just had to be resilient, and with the encouragement of his mother, and then it paid off big time. But yeah, everybody gets knocked back, apparently.
Yes, that's right.
Well, the first thing to do is write it, yeah. Well, thanks for coming in and sharing your experience. Your book is called Mystical Circles, under the pen name SC Skillman.
That's right.
And it's... How much is it? Sorry?
It'll be £8.99.
Okay.
And it's being launched at Warwick Books and Kenilworth Books next weekend on Saturday the 13th of November.
And will you be there?
Yes, I will
as
be
all
there.
great authors.
Signed books, yes.
Okay. Thank you very much for coming in, Sheila, and best of luck with that. Have you got another one planned?
Yes. I have begun to write the sequel, yes.
Excellent. And did you enjoy it? Because do you not find it isolating then, writing?
Yes.
You actually enjoy the process?
Oh, I do. Yes, I love it.
Okay,
yes.
well done you for making your dreams come true. Hope you've inspired other people out there today.
Thank you very
much. Get on the case. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
I play the street life because there's no place I can go. Street